There are only 10 hours until the exam. The girl is preparing to study overnight. Suddenly, she found her desk was so dirty. How could she endure this? So she rummaged through everything and found a handy tool to start cleaning. After cleaning, she finally felt comfortable. Wait, since she started, she might as well tidy up the drawer too. The arrangement of this table is also strange. Move things around a bit. The books are all placed upside down. They need to be properly arranged. Isn't this my favorite comic? It's been a long time since I've read it. The girl intended to read just 2 pages, but ended up reading 10 books in one go. After finishing, the girl burst into tears, not only because of the love in the comics, but also because it's already 11 o'clock. There are only 5 hours left until the exam. Just as she begins to regret it, the image of udon noodles catches her eye. The thought of late-night studying, paired with a bowl of udon noodles, seems like such a wonderful idea. The girl starts cooking. After a hearty meal, the girl starts feeling drowsy. To keep herself awake, the girl starts doing some weightlifting, then goes straight into tactical sit-ups to get the blood flowing to her brain. But still, she can't resist the drowsiness. Waiting for the bus, the girl's water broke, leaving a passing driver astonished.
Oh my god, are you still pregnant? Amazing.
During work hours, her water kept flowing. Colleagues, initially in a panic, hurriedly rushed to assist.
Oh, your water broke. Finally.
No, I don't need to go.
Well, in that case, can you clean this up? Because that's disgusting.
Over time, they became so accustomed that some even used the amniotic fluid to wash their hands. 20 years later, the hardworking girl became a senior sales manager. She still worked hard every day. Time flew, and in 40 years, she turned into a white-haired granny. On retirement day, she felt a sense of relief. After bidding a final farewell to her colleagues, she finally headed to the hospital to give birth. Despite the baby's large size, the granny nearly lost half her life. With a 200-kilogram baby, doctors being considerate, put reading glasses on the child. Like mother, like child, they both moved into a nursing home together. How do you think women can balance career and family? This man has 4 rows of teeth, a 40-centimeter long head. He eats toilet paper like noodles, treats soap as dessert, drinks cleaning solution like a beverage. He sleeps standing up, even uses his mouth as a vacuum cleaner, so he sucked up a mouthful of garbage. It turns out this couple are aliens. Their spaceship was destroyed, so they could only land on Earth. To blend into the human world, Jack decided to file down his sharp teeth. The doctor had never seen such a pointed head, nor had he seen such sharp teeth before. He takes out an oxygen mask, but Jack's mouth is too big. It just won't fit. After a successful surgery, Jack disguises himself as an Indian driver, but only when driving a convertible. Can Jack's head breathe properly? Do you want to be friends with the coneheads? The woman screamed. Have you ever seen aliens giving birth? She tightly held her husband's hand. Water sprayed the reporter in the face. After a hard time, she finally gave birth, but it was also a cone head, scaring the doctor to faint. This morning, Jack came back from outside, brought nutritional supplements for his pregnant wife. They nodded at each other in gratitude. After putting down what was in her hands, the wife suddenly felt uncomfortable in her stomach. Jack walked over and gently stroked it. Suddenly, a knocking sound came from outside the door. Turns out, it was the landlord coming to collect the rent. Jack said, due to his wife's pregnancy, they won't be paying rent this month. Surprisingly, the landlord agreed, but as soon as the landlord left, the wife's water broke, spraying water all over the house. Now they have no choice but to buy this house. A dude's about to get squashed by a pair of 800-year-old unshowered feet. Just when he's about to be foot jam, he pulls off a heroic escape. Just a while back, this dude finds a random bottle by the beach. He pops it open. The contents blow his mind. Next thing you know, the bottle belches out a ton of black and white smoke, forming a giant, 100 meters tall. Rocking some stylish shorts, the dude bolts, but he's basically a snack for the giant. The giant hoists a stinky foot, ready to pancake the dude. Luckily, the dude wiggles out and hits the giant with the big question. How did you squeeze into that tiny bottle? Annoyed, the giant's like, watch this, and poof, turns into smoke, slips right back into the bottle. Quick-thinking dude slams the lid, leaving the giant scratching its head. The giant begs for mercy. Kind-hearted dude lets him out again. After a puff of black smoke, the giant's back, now the loyal sidekick of the dude. If it were you, would you want this giant as your wingman? This guy's private part was bitten by a snake. He wriggled in pain, and finally died from poison. He was just peeing on the plane. A snake crawled out of the toilet. The guy casually shook his hands twice, annoying the snake. Angry, it struck with a quick, deadly bite. Meanwhile, another snake decided to crawl up a hot girl's skirt. She seemed oddly okay with it. A snake was eyeing a girl's ankle, ready to bite. Luckily, she lifted her leg just in time, narrowly avoiding the bite. A venomous snake bit off the power lines, causing chaos on the plane. The captain rushed to fix things, not realizing a deadly snake was waiting to strike. The control room was also crawling with snakes. The co-pilot, freaking out, accidentally hit an emergency switch. Suddenly, oxygen masks and many snakes fell from the ceiling, horrifying everyone on the plane. The hot girl, just waking up from a nice dream, was ready to lose her temper. The next second, ever witnessed such a bizarre way of strolling? Despite having perfectly functional limbs, this guy slithers around like a snake. Even on his way to the office, he relies on body undulations for a commute. And get this, during a car accident, he escapes by leisurely slithering away. Just a few days back, this chap underwent hypnotherapy. With a snap from the hypnotist, he was hypnotized into becoming a full-fledged snake. But here's the snake twist. Just as this transformation happened, the hypnotist's phone rings out of the blue. To the couple's disbelief, the hypnotist answers the call and bolts, leaving the man to embrace a serpentine lifestyle. It's all a mind-bending, creative ad. Can you figure out what they're actually selling? The dude drinks red cola only, but he is cursed. As soon as he touches it, red cola turns blue. The man can only use a tong to pick the cola, then use a screwdriver to poke a hole and insert a straw. But when he takes a sip, the red cola turns blue again. Frustrated, the man opens the fridge and empties all the cola inside. Then he goes to the supermarket to buy new cola. When he gets home, he opens the trunk. Just as he lifts the cola, it changes color again. Angrily, he directly throws the cola on the ground. Helpless, the man has no choice but to drink the blue cola. Unexpectedly, just after a sip, the room starts shaking. A strong wind blows outside. The earth is destroyed. The girl, possessed by a demon, shows no fear when she meets the exorcist.
Jacob? Alec?
Turns out, they've known each other for ages. For 30 years, the exorcist has been making a living by kicking it out. When they first met, it was a fierce showdown, but now they just shoot the breeze. As they chat happily, Mom can't help but frown. Seeing her reaction, the exorcist introduces the demon to her, mentioning they've met hundreds of times. Mom, suppressing her anger, exchanges greetings, and urges the exorcist to get to work. The exorcist tries to make the demon leave on its own, to avoid the pain of holy water, but the demon insists on the whole ritual and can't wait. Amid the demon's scream, the exorcist finally kicks it out. But who knows if these two are in cahoots to scam people for cash?